Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. So while I was shooting the video on networks and OPSEC, which actually you probably won't see that video for a couple days, but I was shooting a video and I kept getting interrupted because when this phone rings, it stops filming. If anybody knows a way to make it not stop filming when the phone rings, that would be cool. You can put that in the comment. But anyway, I had a bunch of phone conversations, so I thought I would fill you all in. This is just going to be the saga of the shed to this point. And if you're not interested in that, that's all I'm going to talk about. So if you don't want to hear my tales of customer service and that kind of thing, that's what I'm going to talk about. All right, so bottom line, I went and ordered this shed a couple weeks ago at Lowe's, $5,000 plus. And the reason I did it is my wife convinced me, this shed, isn't that cute? It's 12 by 20. Can you see it? Look, isn't that nice? Wow. All the way back to there. My wife said, hey, you know what? Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more, but you can do other things and you don't have to stress about it. And I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. And they'll do it quicker than you could. The whole reason I want the shed is because I need a place to store my tools, and I'd like a little workshop bench, that I can work on stuff. And right now I have the tools in like 4 different places because we have a very small house. And the reason I particularly wanted it is because TJ was coming and he told me he was bringing me 2 rocking chairs and a table, and I wanted my porch absolutely clear. And actually, I was going to stain the porch. I was going to empty the porch and stain it so it just looked beautiful for the rocking chair and the table that Squid made. And so they said, all right, we'll come out and we'll build it Thursday. And I'm like, okay. And I was picturing a crew of like 4 guys. And I'm like, yeah, they can do that. And so, you heard the story, right? The one guy showed up. He didn't have help. Turned out his help was arrested the night before. He's at a party drinking. Went out for more beer to a drive-through beer place and hit the pole. Cops came, he went to jail. Then he shows up, he doesn't have a generator because he wasn't told to bring one. It's the company's fault, not the worker. The worker's a good guy. And then when he starts getting to work, he figures out, oh, he's missing a floor piece in the kit, so he had to run to Lowe's, which took about an hour, and bring that back. And then he realized he was missing more pieces, and it just became a comedy of errors. And supposed to have the shed done on Thursday, and look. And then, man, I'm just getting tired of telling this story. And so I helped him put everything from the trailer in the ground up there, tarped it. You know how you don't give a man a job to do and tell him how to do it, right? He got 2 big pieces of plastic that he put on there. And I was thinking when he did it, because there's a seam there, right? Where the 2 meet, one goes like 2/3 of the way over and then the other one goes 2/3 of the way over. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'd use 3 so the water doesn't hit any seam, right? It's all going downhill. But I didn't tell him that, He knows what he's doing. He's not an idiot. But it rained. Knew it would. Had to convince him to go get the tarp too, which kind of irritated me. He's like, oh, it'll be fine. I'm like, dude, it is going to pour for like 3 days until you get back. And if that OSB swells, we're not using it. Look at this. Do you like the bathtub? I'm hoping that it's not leaking under there and swelling up some OSB. I really am hoping that. So he told me he would be out today, which is Tuesday. He said, I'll try to get out there Monday, but it'll probably be Tuesday, which is his way of saying I'll be out there Tuesday. And then he threw in there because he had a little job he had to do. And that kind of irritated me because it's like, dude, you signed on to do this job. Finish this one before you do the other one. Whatever. So then I cleared my decks for today. I unscheduled things and so I would be here. And then I got a text last night that he couldn't come because he had a real, and I believe it was a real, family emergency. And I prayed over that. But then I was kind of mean. And I said, hey, I'm sorry about your family emergency. But you showed up on Thursday without help, without a generator, without the proper pieces. That's not my problem. You have a family problem. You can't come on Tuesday now. That's not my problem. I paid $5,000 plus for a shed to be built on Thursday, and it ain't done. I said, so if you can't get the job done on Wednesday, tomorrow, you might want to tell your company to send somebody who can, because I've about had it with this operation, and I'm contemplating things that I don't like. Ooh, that got people's attention. Because my ace in the hole, some of y'all already recommended it, come get this thing out of here, do it quick, because I'm putting another one in that spot, and oh, by the way, give me all my money back. So this morning, while I was filming that video, my phone rings, and it was a very nice, seriously, customer service lady from Lowe's. And she said, hi, this is so-and-so from Lowe's. How's it going? I said, fair. She laughed. And she goes, what's going on? And then I told her, hey, look, there's two sides to every story, but here's mine. And I told her the story I just told you in more detail. And I said, and I tell you, I'm ready to just cancel this job and say, come get it out of here and give me my money back. And she said, okay, let me call the company that's in Kansas City and see what's going on. Then he called me back, company dude. And actually, he's the problem. That's where the problem is at that level. I used to have a job where I was a performance excellence coach and a systems analyst guy, and I would go into different places and look at it and figure out what's working and what's not working and then try to get them to change it. The problem is with the guy running the shop in Kansas City. That's the problem. The worker here is a good guy. I mean, he really is. Y'all would like him. I think you would. He's a pretty cool guy. He's probably not going to be real happy with me when he comes, because I kind of, was a little bit mean to him. But, and the reason I was, because I have worked with contractors here in the Ozarks, and man, I did not want him to get the feeling, because I don't know him. He seems like a nice guy, but I don't know him. I didn't want him to get the feeling that he could just string me on for the next month. Well, heck, I told him it would be done by Wednesday, and then I convinced him that it's a 2-day job, but I couldn't come back on Friday. I told him I'd be out Monday, but I wasn't. I told him I'd come out Tuesday, but I didn't. Now I'm telling him I'll be out Wednesday. We got to nip this thing in the bud, man. It's already gone too far. So that's why I was kind of a jerk, and it worked. So she called me, then the guy from Kansas City called me, and he was doing good until he started making excuses. What is the maximum effective range of an excuse? 0 meters, sir. That's right. He said, well, he told me the reason it took him so long is because he had to do a lot of dirt work to lift it up. Here. He said he had to, I said, yeah, and I told him that at Lowe's when they said, what's the site like? And I said, it's, it slopes about 2 feet over 12 feet. He goes, well, I heard it's 3 feet up in the air. Well, it's 3 cinder bricks up, which are 8 inches apiece, right? Come on. And I don't care if you had to lift it up 15 feet in the air. You said you'd have it done on Thursday. You didn't. If that was going to be a problem, you should have told me right away. But so then I told the lady at Lowe's, I said, look, and I helped load everything onto this thing and cover it with plastic, and I don't recall seeing roofing felt on their tar paper. You put it on the roof under the shingles. I said, I don't think that's there, and I'd hate for him to have to spend another hour going back to Lowe's and back. And she was cool. She said, hey, whoa, don't do that. As soon as you know there's no tar paper, because I said it could be. He could have put it under there, and I didn't see it, but I don't think he did. She said, as soon as you know, just call me and I'll bring it out. It's pretty cool. So she called, then the dude from Kansas called, and I told the guy from Kansas, I said, look, the worker is not the problem. I said, he's a good guy. He knows what he's doing. I was watching him work. He's good at what he does. And really, none of this is really his fault, except that he should have showed up with a helper. When his one helper didn't show up, he should have a plan B for more helpers. And so that, I guess, is his fault. But, you know, taking care of your family over the job, that's important. You got to do that. But then he should call the company and say, hey, I can't do it. Send somebody who can, right? Whatever. But I think what's going to happen is they're going to show up tomorrow. And I told his boss is the problem. I said, look, he should probably bring help. You know, he told me the first day that he only needed help because I said, I got 2 or 3 guys that are, you know, they're construction workers and they could probably work for you. You know, you could work out a deal with them. He's like, I only need help standing up the wall. I told him, yeah, I can help you do that then. But really what he needed help with was just carrying all this stuff back and forth because it's heavy and it was hot and, you know, it just wore him out. Gophers, you know, 16-year-old boys that you pay, what's minimum wage? $7 an hour or something. So I told his boss, I said, you might want to send help, you know, to help him out, whatever. I think it's going to get done, and I think it'll be done well, and I don't really care if it takes a day or two more to get it done, but I just don't want to get strung along because that happens out here in the Ozarks. It's like, well, I blew him off and he didn't pitch too much of a fit, so I feel like going fishing, so I'm going to do that. And now I got to do that. I'm going to do that. It's like, I don't have time for that. I got stuff I want to do. So there's that. But I give Lowe's customer service in the form of this woman an A, solid A. And I told her, I said, you're really good at your job. Made her laugh. So that's the saga of the shed to this point. I know that bored the heck out of some of y'all. Sorry. And yeah, but I'll probably put this up tonight too. This is a freebie. If you don't like it, don't get upset. I had somebody, I just invited them to leave. It's like they didn't like the videos and they were complaining about it. Okay, well that's probably a good thing to do in person on email, not vomiting on the board. So they're no longer with us. I try to put out a quality video a day. Sometimes I also throw up Fluff, the robot guy. It just amused me. I thought it would amuse some of y'all. Evidently it irritated some of y'all. I'm sorry. I really am. I don't want to irritate anybody. But hey, if you don't like it, just turn it off. All right. I'll see you out there.